Sin City's where you go in with your eyes open, or you don't come out at all. But a city's like a woman or a casino. Somebody's gonna win, and it's gonna be me.
The first time I ever watched a film in Hollywood, back in 2005, when I landed here as a tourist, was Sin City. And what I saw was absolutely amazing in terms of the visual style, the characters of the movie. Flash forward a few years later, and we are working directly with Robert Rodriguez and are entrusted with the entire job of doing the entire visual effects and the 3D on a film which has been so iconic.
Robert Rodriguez being kind of renegade filmmaker and Naval Malhotra being the renegade CEO seemed to line up for a pretty interesting opportunity. You put on top of that Robert was unbelievably excited to make this movie because of what the 3D could add to it. Prime Focus has been a leader in 3D conversion from the very, very start. So right away we were a good fit in terms of mindset of the filmmakers, mindset and the culture of the company here, and an expertise we brought to the table in 3D.
When we first started conversations with Robert Rodriguez, it wasn't just about creating Sin City 1.1, we were trying to design Sin City 2.0.
This film in part is much more photorealistic to some extent than the first one. I think the quality of the work is much more consistent, and so people might not necessarily know that all the sets and all the environments were creative. Sometimes we make strong stylistic choices to kind of go with the Frank Miller graphic novel style, but in other occasions the sets look so real that the audience probably will assume, oh, they filmed it in that location.
Quite often in visual effects we can get quite caught up in our technical details and how many processors we used, but is it pretty? Does it work? Does it tell the story well? What's nice about a Sin City type world and a Sin City type environment in visual effects is you constantly have to go back to the storytelling side of things. Mostly because so much of that image is a green screen blank image, and what we were trying to do in that shot is actually help tell 2,200 shots, 66 sequences, and one entire story.
And we were lucky and fortunate enough to get the opportunity to actually design this entire movie from the smallest minute details all the way into the finished, polished, stereoscopic end product that you'll see in theaters.
The process has been a very interesting one because there were some production design drawings here and there, maybe a little miniature, simply put together to indicate what a location might look like. But essentially it all had to be created by the artists of Prime Focus in the computer.
Since Namit started the company 17 years ago in India in a garage, he's had aspirations to be a true global company, creating a unique network of artists, of production managers, of understanding the tax laws, of understanding all the different needs for the different markets. And to be able to seamlessly deliver to each market as they need it. Sin City 2 was an opportunity to do this where it was a huge Hollywood movie, a sequel with a really well-known filmmaker, and incredible stylistic demands and an incredible 3D demand put on our system with an unbelievably tight production schedule. On top of all that, while this company was simultaneously busy as it's ever been with Edge of Tomorrow, Noah, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Those are moments where we sort of come in like the SWAT team and can do what is traditionally considered unachievable.
Look, there are other instances of other very, very good companies doing large portions of movies, and I'm not sure, but maybe other companies even doing 2,000 shots on a given movie, but that company doing all the stereo and all the visual effects, that hasn't been done before. You don't need to divide your shows across places. We're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're maximizing rebates across the globe.
It's a win from an overall perspective. I think that's a big step forward in how we see ourselves leading the path of doing more and more interesting work with other filmmakers.
This was Prime Focus on the line for biggest stages we've ever had. There was nowhere to hide. You couldn't say, oh, that was somebody else's shot. If you don't like it, it's our fault. If you love it, that's also our accomplishment.
One of these days she'll pull the trigger. Sin City. It always wins.